How you doing, Trooper? Hey, do you have an office here in Georgetown?
Actually, no. I'm all the way from East Texas. But
Oh, you're East Texas.
Yeah, but DPS does have one here in Georgetown.
Do you know where it is?
I have my damn phone. I'm not familiar with the most current. Where we have our office here, we've got.
I tried to look it up, but what do I look up DPS?
Texas
Is that what it is?
Safety.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's where the confusion was.
You will find us, trust me.
Because I
Google
looked
Maps will put you right there.
I looked on Google Maps for Trooper, but I didn't. And then I tried to do it, and I'm like,
Texas
this doesn't
Department
even
of Public
sound
Safety.
right. Like the Trooper station or the Trooper office. I've never heard that said.
Texas Department of Public Safety, and you will
Okay.
find it. You know, it's funny, but unless you're in an area and you have a need to go to that office, you could be there, in and out. I've been to Georgetown many times. I just have never been to the office because there's no reason for me to go there.
You don't belong there. I'll tell you why. I should have known that you weren't from here because the troopers here are disgraceful.
Really?
Absolutely disgraceful.
And you know
they
what?
would never smile.
No one better than
They
the
would
person
never
that lives
smile.
here. And see, that's the thing, though. They public interaction and just dealing with the public, man. They teach us to be. We're public servants first and foremost.
Oh my God.
And you gotta go
Trooper
out there.
Dangleben. I don't want to pronounce that
Dangleben?
wrong. Dangleben.
Yeah, you gotta
Okay.
go out there and you gotta meet, talk to, and I guess just interact with the people you serve.
Yeah,
It's number one.
you know, I record, and I've probably recorded close to 300 stops in this town. Not just troopers, but sheriffs and the
Just law
PD.
enforcement in general.
And the troopers.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I mean, I could show you a video just from last night about how disgraceful a trooper was, Trooper Gonzalez. They almost never give me their name. I mean, they just refuse. They will just walk and just keep walking, and they will just ignore you forever.
They feel intimidated by that
in a
recording, I
day.
guess.
It's not just that. I mean, I don't know why you'd be intimidated by a camera. You can look really bad, or you can
If you're
look
doing
really
your job,
friendly.
if you're doing your job and you're doing it correctly, somebody recording you is not a big deal.
I mean, okay, how many times have I heard an officer say to somebody, why are you acting nervous? What are you trying to hide? Right? And then when they act nervous, they don't understand that it works both ways. What are they trying to hide? You know, but it's definitely a pattern here in Georgetown.
We should always be within limits of safety, within the purview of safety, but we should be an open book as well. As officers. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying? So,
I've had some really good conversations with the deputies. They're not all good. Some of them have threatened my life too. But you know, there's 535 deputies here. They're not
you've done your
all
research.
good. But
Obviously.
you know, for the most part, I've had a lot of great conversations, hour-long conversations with the deputies and also the PD, but not one conversation with a trooper. Which is really hard
That's
because
sad
I
to
go
say,
up to
man.
everyone.
That's sad to say.
It is very sad. They're like unbreakable robots.
You seem like an easy
know?
guy to talk to.
Well, I mean, I try and make conversation, you know, because the people they want to hear what you guys say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Public
it's a
relations,
bridge.
man. It's part
It's
of
a bridge
it's part
with
of,
the people.
Exactly. Public relations is part of what we do.
Yeah.
And you don't have the at this time. At this point in time, you don't have the luxury of not being good at it as an officer.
Right.
You have to be able to because we've got a long way to go to. I like to say buy back the public's trust.
To buy it back. You
we-
know,
we
I
lost
got to
it.
correct you there, okay?
You know.
You're not buying it back, right? That's what the government is trying to do
Yeah.
with entitlement programs. They're trying to buy the votes and buy the trust.
Yeah.
But you have to earn it, right? And like you said some magic words
Well, yeah, I mean,
earlier. You said
earning
you're
it
a
is
public
definitely
servant.
a better way of putting it. I'm not saying that, it
Yeah.
wasn't literal. It was just
I mean,
saying,
the people are buying it.
yeah.
You know, but you said the magic words. You said you're a public servant.
Yeah.
The troopers in Georgetown don't understand that. They don't understand that they do actually work for the people. You know, they're not there to just give orders.
If you and the rest
Unless
of the
you're a
public didn't,
criminal.
if you and the rest of the public didn't need us here, we wouldn't be here. And honestly, you know, that's who we serve, man. First and foremost, I wouldn't, on my darkest hour, I would want to know somebody's there to help me and not persecute me before finding out whether I needed help or not. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes
Well, the
that's
only
how we-
one you can help is yourself.
Sometimes that's when. Well, I'm saying if you're in a situation where you're out in public and something happens and you're needing help, you don't want that guy to be overly critical and say, well, what you know, blah blah blah. you're being berated with a bunch of questions and so on and so forth before
right.
he finds out what's wrong with you. What do you need?
Right,
You know?
right.
So
Yeah.
that's,
I bet you've never jumped in front of a moving car and held your hand up either, have
Hell
you?
no,
Hell
because
no.
you're gonna die.
I've seen a lot of troopers do
No.
that, and then they shoot.
the law of
They
physics.
use that as an excuse.
The law of
and they
physics,
say-
and that's the thing. You know, you can't put yourself in front and put yourself in harm's way and then say you were in fear for your life.
But it's done.
Yeah,
It
well,
happens a lot.
We got a court of law that should see otherwise and say, look, you put yourself in harm's way. That
Yeah.
motorist may not have been complying, but jumping in front of the car didn't make it right.
Well, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my theory on that. I don't know. I mean, you got to be kind of
There's
retarded
policing and
to
then
jump
there's
in front of a
policing.
moving car.
Policing with common sense, policing smartly. We got a lot of officers with a long way to go.
I like you, Dangleben. What office are you out of?
I'm out of Marshall, Texas.
Marshall.
East Texas.
All right.
Yeah.
I've never
I've
been
seen
there.
you here
but-
before.
Oh, you've been here
had my
before?
coffee and I said, the dude with the beard and the sunglasses.
I'm surprised I never talked because sometimes I just give up on the troopers. I
Yeah.
really didn't even know that you were coming from a different area, but I saw you smile and I'm like, something's
Yeah,
weird
I've
here.
walked in and
This
seen you here,
trooper's not
so-
from here.
We're not
This
all
isn't. I'm not saying they're all
Well, a
assholes,
large
but
percentage, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, some of them have given me their names, but most of them, like 9 out of 10, do not. You know, they just will never. And like, I have to chase them down, and like, they will just, which is absurd. I shouldn't have to chase them down to get their name, especially on a stop. You know, it's very hard to find out who a trooper is because you could be from a long way away. You know what I mean? It's not like the sheriffs or the police where I can just go into the station and be like, you know, who was this guy that didn't identify? But the troopers, it's a lot harder, you know. So when I record on the stop, you know, and maybe you'll see me record you one day, I'm no threat or anything like that, you know.
You just be safe out there when you do it.
It's dangerous for both of us. Journalists get killed too. You know, we don't carry a gun. Sometimes people don't like being filmed. Like last night, the trooper, he pulled somebody over in that gas station right there, and then the lady told him that she didn't want to be filmed, and then he told me that, and I'm thinking, then stop recording her and get back on the highway because you guys have cameras too, right?
We sure do. We sure do.
You know, he should have explained the First Amendment to her, you know, and not to worry about me, that I'm actually filming him, not her, you know what I mean? But
Exercising
instead,
your rights and your freedom, so.
yeah, and then, you know, he didn't want to I asked him his name and he said Trooper. And then I had to stand next to his car for 5 minutes, waiting for him to roll down his window and play that game. You know, that's nonsense, just to get his name, because it's that hard, you know.
Well,
but
you're
I don't want to
talking
take up all your day.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That training class.
Oh,
You be
training.
safe? Yeah.
They're not sending you to the law library, are they?
No.
No.
Definitely
Use of
not.
force.
Definitely not.
Use of force training.
No, just regular firearm.
That's use of force.
So.
That's
you have
use
to
of
learn-
force.
Well, it's.
Oh, that's
what
why
you
you're
call-
here.
yeah, what
That's
you
why-
call
'cause
use
there's
of
a-
force and what. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a training thing here, huh? Okay.
So. All right. You
All
have
right.
a good day.
Well,
and,
thank you,
be safe
Trooper.
out there.
Yep. You have a great day.
Master by the name of Bates, smoking more than all 50 states combined. Yeah, right, I gotta stay on the grind. I got no money, so my weed's on my mind. I hit the club, but you know I can't dance. 7 and 7 in my cutoff chance. Had that shirt and my long ass hair. What part of how I look